it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Hey, Mutsupuku is TikTok, guys. Or regular TikTok. Let me see who's here. We're going to jump straight into it then because you never know when the next one is going to come. Thinja, how are you doing, my brother?
Brother, I'm all right. How are you?
Hey, man. Everything shuts down. They say I'm blocked. Next thing I'm back on, but it's fine.
That's what you must have said from Manchester FC.
But tell me, CJ, what did you think of
Yes.
this game?
I think Sundowns should have won the game, but at the same time, Pirates could have snatched it as well.
Mm,
Um, One thing I must say, I must be applauding. It is the officiating in this game.
okay.
The officiating in this game was up to us. We don't need VAR. We just need that referee. You know what that referee is VAR. That referee is VAR. Him and his team are VAR at its best.
Mara wasn't. Is it a case of he refed well, or is it a case that he distributed the benefits equally?
No. He did not distribute the responsibility. He was in perfect position to make perfect decisions. He saw the perfect decisions. He was there. He saw them. He was decisive in his decision making. And I like it that he demos. What I like about him is that when he said no, it's not a penalty, and all the Sundowns players went to him, he told them why it's not a penalty. He said Peter Salulile obstructed the goalkeeper before he even made contact with you. So each and every time he makes a decision, he tells you why. He makes demonstrations that even if those that are watching at home may see what is he actually saying. If you're paying attention to him, every time he makes a decision, he says, no, it's not here, over there, because of A, B, C, D, and E. And I like that about him. I like that about him. I really like that about him. Even when what's this guy's name? Mendieta was called offside. He said, no, you are not offside. Bongani's the crosser was offside. He actually says those things. And I like that about him. I really do. I hope that this is the standard of officiating that we are going to be receiving about in this particular era of the PSL. Referees that that's what I like about rugby referees, is that they call the captain and say, this is the reason why I'm making this call. And I haven't seen that in the PSL ever. It's just that referees make a decision, and if you come and ask a question, he blows you off. He doesn't say anything to you. He does not explain anything to you. So I like that the referee was actually explaining to the players that this is the reason why I'm making this particular decision.
The second question I want to ask you, how close is Pirates to Sundowns when you look at the totality?
I've been saying this, and mark my words, Sundowns, because of VAR, they are not going to make it in curve. They're going to come back very easy. They're going to come back because VAR does not. Sundowns is ahead because they've been benefiting 5 games, previous wins, 5 previous wins. If you take those 15 points away, you could see that the league is not that. There's not much of a difference. How many other teams has accumulated 3 points of benefiting from referees? Even Mamelodi himself is saying that we have been benefiting and we are happy to be benefiting. So let's not say that Sundowns is way ahead because they are playing fantastic football. Let's say they are ahead because they've been benefiting from referees. And
that's 16 points, CJ. 16 points in the league last year, 16 the year before, 13 the year before.
Yes,
you can't always.
Deduct 5 games of previous wins in this. Deduct those points and see what's the difference. We're not talking about last season now. We're talking about now. They would have not broken Kaizer Chiefs' record of winning if those calls were made correctly. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest that. And I like that even their coach, it's not me, it's their coach that is admitting that we have been benefiting and we are happy with benefiting. It's not as if now Sundowns is this team that is playing such a football that is not unstoppable. And Bafana coach must stop this nonsense as well. We are coming for him.
Okay. Let me bring in Malume Kutsa. How are you doing?
I'm well, and how are you, Mr. OT?
Hey, man, I'm back. Does this count as the second show?
Second coming.
Second coming. Tell
The
me,
champ
Malume
is
Kutsa.
here. No, Kira, the champ is here.
Kere, two questions for you. Firstly, what are your general thoughts about this game that was played on Saturday? And then secondly, how close is Pirates to Sundowns? I was told to say it that way.
All right. Now I'll stretch it a bit. The game was interesting. I liked it from a tactical perspective, where we saw two teams trying to cancel each other out, responding positively. We saw our coach, yeah, Pirates, learning from the previous game, saying, you know what, I want to pin this defense, yeah, Sundowns back, and I'm gonna throw in two aggressive fullbacks.
Okay.
And I remember having an exchange on the show last week that Shami is actually more attack minded than Umunyane. Munyane looks the part and how he operates. He has that Roberto Carlos Cafu vibes, bombing down the line. And then Ushandu sort of not on that level, but the Cancelo vibe where he can cut in, pierce through, play passes, and the proof is in the pudding if you look at his goal return. So our coach knew exactly what he wanted to do, and it kept Umtawe at bay. Which, you know what, I can't bomb forward. And I like it when someone makes bold, unpopular decisions. Putting Umago on the bench is very bold going into a final. So from that perspective, I really enjoyed it. The only part I didn't enjoy is the psychology, not only of the opposition, but the psychology of the country. We are like abused people in relationships. You know, you find a girl who dumps a guy and says, "You are too good for me." You're like, "What? What do you mean you're too good for me? I mean, you're not a bad boy." So Urevri made some perfect decisions. And I heard one analyst saying, "Yeah, you were looking for a way out, and you found it in Shaulile obstructing the keeper." Are you saying it's wrong for him to make the right call? And if there is no difference between what Shaulile did to Uchaine compared to what Ushalule did to Miguel team. Miguel team is running straight to the ball. Ushalule gets out of his path, sticks out a leg to trip Miguel team, and then he falls. How would we then say there should be a penalty? So basically, what I'm saying is that we got into a situation where ample calls were coming in, and then we suddenly got on the.
Oh, silenced. Are you still there? There we go.
No, I'm still there. I'm still there. Still there? There we go. Someone just called, but it's fine.
Okay.
I'm so I just want to correct my sound. So please go to Zesho and fix it.
Zesho, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm well, and yourself, OT?
Ngiright, Zesho, ngiright. Hey, abantu bafuna ukungithulisa ngazi why bafuna ukuthi ngithule ngingakhulumi. Tell me, Zesho. Tell me, Zesho. Two questions. What are your general thoughts about this final? And then, secondly, how close is Pirates to Sundowns now? Has anything changed?
According to me, OT, I think the game was balanced. Like a difference in J, it was shots and target. Otherwise, for me, I would give it a 50-50 ball position for both teams. I think yena ucoach we-Pirates, I think usebenze kahle, u-analyze kahle nabo-assistant bakhe nama-analyst wakhe uku-analyze i-Sundowns, understand. So but what I'm more worried is that they couldn't keep the ball more than Mamelodi Sundowns said. Well, I'm saying ukuthi I would give them 50-50. Ngibonile vele ukuthi it would end up kuma-penalty, and when going to the decisions of the ref, I think amanye amagame affecta abo-referee bayasaba ukunikana decisions cause of mistakes abawenzile previously. I was vouching with Paris to win, but though I think the last penalty and it's my opinion though, the last penalty and the first one, the handball one, I think it should have been given because I think the if you remember, we had the similar scenario against Sundowns. We had a penalty whereby Umbule I think it's the same kind of thing. But abanye already they would have given the penalty, abanye they wouldn't have given the penalty. So I think the first one and the second one it was supposed to be a penalty. Hence I'm saying that Megasaba maybe going the decision maybe already because they were having barevela i-Sundowns in most cases njengoba i-Sundowns vele newina amanye amagame most of the games yabona. So I think Megasaba lapho. So I think kumele kuphume ne-red card if ubonile lapha kunalaba I think it was yeah Mukwena anyathela bese nayo uzenza ngathi ulimele. So I think those kind of decisions nalento lokuthi when we play a final usabe ukhipha i-red card because usabe ukurejista i-team to 10 you wanna make it a balanced game. I don't think that's fair because into emele ibe fair ama-rules awe-game understand if kumele umuntu red card kumele athole i-red card if umuntu offside just give the decision despite ukuthi we are in the final or something like that. And above all I think i-Pirates maybe kancane ilandela i-Sundowns but abakafiki la i-Sundowns la khona they are like not far away maybe 35% away, you understand, because I think they struggle to keep Ebola like they still bayenza lento leyo ukurasha ama-decisions and rushing izinto and then kunabayenza ama-mistake abangakhoni ukuphasa kahle. That's why uthola ukuthi bane-one shot on target yona le yaka ubani lo leyo shaye side netini.
Zero, not on target, zero.
Yeah, it's zero target. So yes, you remember pressure like they bit shaky, so they still far away, and I think they're still struggling. Njengamanye team, they cannot press. Amanye team amaningi. That's why Sundowns is dominator. They cannot press. You understand? So I think overall it was the greatest final, and congratulations to Pirates, though.
Okay. Mildo, welcome. How are you?
I'm okay, my brother. How's it?
Minange right. Tell me, my brother, 2 questions. What are your general thoughts about this final? And then, is Pirates any closer to Sundowns, or is there still a big gap?
Let me start saying by congratulations to myself. Congratulations to Orlando Pirates. Congratulations to the city people. We are happy. We fixed the country. There's no noise. We just had a bride. There was no noise. It was just exciting. It was a beautiful weekend, my brother, to be honest with you. And coming to the final, you know, if I can tell you a joke, now you won't believe me. I only watched the game for only 2 minutes.
Mildo.
I'm serious. Let me tell you something. I was working on Saturday. Ne? I left Middleburg on, I think around about 3 o'clock, going to Leidenberg.
Okay.
Then I worked there. I came back Saturday around about 4:30. Then drove again to Witbank to see my family. My family lives there. While I got there, that's when I saw the only 2 minutes. Ne? After that, load shedding. My phone died, load shedding, like everything was black.
But then with this result, is Rivero there?
No, the one load shedding came back, when the electricity came back, I only saw Sipo's interview, Sipo China's interview, saying emotional. That's when I saw, okay, no, we won. That was the only important thing to me. Then yesterday, that's all I only watched. Yesterday, that was the only time I watched the whole game and saw the whole game and another the same game. So to be fair, yeah, it was an interesting final, beautiful game, and I was happy with the refs' decisions. Ne? But one thing that shocked me, it's even the matchbox that was found there, that I don't know who dropped it, which player dropped it, and the ref threw the matchsticks off the pitch, and the game continued. And I'm happy about it. I'm also happy about the ref decisions. even the penalties that were in questions. I'm happy about them because at some point I feel that Sundowns were a bit arrogant coming to this game because I also saw Ron Williams celebrating. Yes, we are going to the final, going to the final. They forgot what Chief did after they celebrated. Give us Pirates, and they got hammered. So Williams got hammered too. We took the cup. Yes, it was a beautiful game. I got the predictions wrong. I said 2-1, but then the most important thing that we won.
Okay.
Then coming to your second question, if Pirates is lose to Sundowns, I think we are lose. Consider the fact that we matched them pound to pound. I think we are close because we go back to the past 5 games that Sundowns play. You can still have questions about that decisions, the penalties denied, questions and so forth. Yes, they may have done this in the past. It was different, but now see Mangova being happy about them benefiting. I'm sorry to say that it was a bit of arrogancy. You
Okay.
cannot be happy and benefiting, and what else are being said because you say when you benefited, which is very disturbing in a way. But nonetheless, I'm also happy about our coach. 16 months in charge, 3 trophies, Pirates 4 trophies in the past 3 seasons. Remember, we took it under Jose Simbawa, the MTN8. We took it twice now, and the Nedbank Cup is still coming. We still need to defend it. But I'm happy about Pirates play. I'm also happy about China's performance. And looking at the game, because we crashed out at the CAF Champions League, I still feel he was supposed to be given a chance to take those penalties than being substituted by Ofori. I still feel he could have done better, but I don't blame Ofori. Maybe they knew what they were doing, but then I'm still happy. I'm happy. And in closing, I would like to say, do you remember the last time we spoke 2 weeks ago, if not a week ago, about Pirates losing 3 games in a row? Then I said to you, let's wait for the next coming 2 games. Then we won, but though we were out of the Champions League, we also drew with Sundowns, but went to the penalties and won. So I still say there's no need to panic. I still say Pirates. Yes, give it a chance.
Okay.
Nonetheless, I think we're going to a FIFA break now, if I'm not mistaken. Because I saw our next league games on the 27th of this month. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see from him. But I'm happy. I'm a happy fan.
Let me bring in Malume Kutso. You can just finish off what you're saying, Malume Kutso.
All right, Mr. OT. When it comes to issue Sundowns and Pirates, now, I think Sundowns, Pirates was a 65 for the longest time. I'm just going to use numbers to explain this.
Okay.
Pirates was a 65 for the longest time. Then we improved and became a 70. Sundowns was a 90 for the longest time. And then they started being chameleons and everything. Then they became an 80. So Pirates has moved to a 75 and Sundowns has reduced itself to E80. Sundowns no longer dominates on the pitch. The dominance is there on the scoreboard, but it's definitely not on the pitch. And that is extremely dangerous because you sometimes lose sight. You think when you look at games unbeaten, which you're doing well, only to find out which you're struggling to beat Chiefs, struggling to beat Pirates, and not just once. You've played Chiefs something like 3 times, and there has been no walkover.
Benefiting, but we're not going to say anything.
I understand. But they're not ashamed, so we can actually say it. They benefited. You beat Pirates while struggling. You beat Chiefs while struggling. So the honest truth is that in as much as sometimes we think people disrespect to Coach Rulani, there is some heavy respect. Why do I say this? You know, if you've been considered smart in class, you'll know there's the advantage. You can get an answer extremely wrong. And the teacher will just say, George, stop playing. What are you saying? Give me the right answer. And you're like, I actually believed that was the right answer. But anyway, since you believe in me so much, I'm gonna change my mind, and they're gonna be like, "Stop it! Never say that again." Kanti vele, you are wrong. So when we look at him, we look at him with respect to say, "Hey, he's doing some magical things here. We don't know what he's doing. It's gonna come together one day." But it's actually killing the team. It's actually killing the team. So for me, we are getting closer. I think am I breaking?
You're still here. You're still here.
We are getting closer, but we are getting closer, but that penalty, please everyone look at it. Yeah, Shalulile and Miguel team. Shalulile tripped Miguel team. The only penalty that is up for discussion for me is the Bandile Shangu handball, which also, if you look at it, one can say no, Bandile Shangu's hands were tucked in. But for me, the only penalty that could have been given, and fairly so, is the Bandile Shandu penalty. The two penalties, Peter Shalulile was obstructing players. I do not know why he does that and what. That's my take on it.
Okay. No, thank you, Malume Kutsu. I'm going to open up for others. We lost some time because of the banning. Look, this is what I think. I think winning cups is one thing. You love winning cups. You have to win cups. Ask me, my team has not won a cup for a very long time. But I think the difference is the consistency throughout the season. And that's where Sundowns distances itself from everybody else. But the secondary question that I want to ask to the next panel is going to be, does this mean that Sundowns is a league team? And when they get into these tough situations where they're playing better opposition, where they put maybe against the wall, maybe they're not quote unquote benefiting, does Rulani know how to win those games? Pella, it's that thing you speak about when you speak about Pep versus somebody else. Pep is very good at putting pressure for a whole season where you know 90% of the PSL teams are going to come in and not want to go toe-to-toe with Sundowns, right? So what happens in these cups, and will it be something that is going to haunt Rulani going forward? But let me bring in the next panel and I can ask them that question. Let's see who was here. Flo, Kokitso, and DM. Okay, DM. There we go. Rivo, welcome to the show. I'm sure ni chable.
Congratulations, Mapagani. Hard luck, Masandawana, and thank you, the chips, for the support. But yeah, we are happy. I don't know how to sing.
Now I was attacked after. I don't know. All the Paris people I knew started attacking me, and I was like, "Oh, guys, the Independence Stadium, but no, let me play."
Yeah.
Rivo,
it's a pity I can't sing.
I've got two questions for you, Rivo. What are your general thoughts about this final that just passed? And then I want to ask you about Rulani. Does this create more questions about Rulani? Because I said before this final started, it was between if Rivera lost this one, it would have been very bad because of the Champions League, and you'd start questioning his cup abilities or his abilities as a coach. And then Rulani, if he lost this one, it would add on to everybody saying, "Good day, when Igati, this thing, you found a started car that's moving and you've taken over." Do you think there's any questions of Rulani now?
I'm gonna answer the first one first. What I think about the game. I think the game was even more than what we expected. Truth be told, it was a good game. More than anything, we could feel, man, the presence of Senzo Meiwa, man. Listen, it was a buzz. It was like, that game was just something else. And the little boy who doesn't have respect for the elders, Mufukeng. Nali pizza tunuzisa bomadala mole, bomadala bashayisana mole, but asikho lapho. I love how the coach, our substitutions were spot on. For the longest time, I've never seen Rulani speechless, or I've never. I saw him making changes. We saw a box of merches. So that's why the guy runs the 90 minutes, is because he's got that lion thing. So when he's on the field, he's like a lion, but that's a story for another day. Chinaman, I think more than anything, this was a boost for China, because there was just a lot of negativity nyana with him not having so many clean sheets and all that. So I think this game was a boost for him, because listen, man, the performance that he pulled through, and I think Mamelodi Sundowns kind of underestimated Orlando Pirates, because you can see that they clearly did not even practice penalties for my liking, because they thought that they had the game, you know. So I just feel like, yeah, Pirates did well. I mean, they were crying the other weekend, so this was like a boost for them. And then the issue of Rulani, to be honest, Rulani, yes, he found a moving car. I mean, let's be honest, he found a moving car, but that doesn't take away his brilliance. The guy is good. I just feel like the way he's good, pride and arrogance, he has become more arrogant for some reason, because the Rulani that I know from your Black Poison and other things is different from the Rulani. Like, I mean, you could, even the way he was answering questions after the match, it was like, I understand he was angry and everything, but the arrogance in that, he didn't want to answer. He was giving one word answers. It was just, man, yeah. So it's like, okay, what's next? So, but otherwise, Mamelodi Sundowns, it's Mamelodi Sundowns with the league. What are they without the league? Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
How far? It's not even a big gap. The gap between Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns, it's only in the CAF Champions League. And now they're coming with Oksala Yoriako Super League. Yes, hello, it's what are you going to do? There's VAR. There's no benefiting there.
let me bring it to M Flo. How are you? Still, Babson Dad. There we go. How are you, my brother?
Grand.
I'm grand. Tell me, I've got two questions for you. What are your general thoughts about this final? And then secondly, I saw somebody said, are the cracks starting to show that Pretoria? Is Rulani just going to win the league fair, only the league, and struggle when he gets into important games? Hey, Kare, we've got a bit of a network there. Okay, you know what? I'm going to disconnect you. Just try come back, and then I'll put you back in. Let's see. Koketso, are you with me? No, I'm okay, my brother. I'm okay. I've got two questions. What are your thoughts about this final that was played this weekend? And then, are the cracks starting to show there, Pitori, with Rulani? Is he going to be a league winner but not a cup guy?
Let me start by answering the first question first. The analysis on the game. First of all, I think the wind spoiled our final, because it was too windy. It was a game of who uses their chances when they have an advantage of the wind, according to me, And then on the game, Sundowns had better chances than Pirates, because I think Pirates only had 0 shot on target, and the only chance they had was that Saling missed towards the 90, the end of the game.
I know uthi wena uyazi uba into eyenzekayo. Yeah, it was a great game. Coach aboyithuba wenzile umsebenzi.
It's catching up. I don't know what's happening.
Nonetheless ke umoya uyimoshile igame.
Flo, if you're still on, please
ukudefend ibhola. Even noboxoka ubabona bebesika bekhaba ibhola ikhawuleze ibuye. But kwelinye icala into endiyibonileyo uJose
I
wenzile
don't know what's
umsebenzi for
happening,
stopping
Kokets. I think it's
i-Sundowns.
just the network finally caught
uRulani
up.
Mokoena wenzile umsebenzi for stopping i-Pirates because
Okay, I think that was it. apologies, Kokets. You can carry on.
Okay, no problem. Like I was saying, Sundowns had better chances than Pirates on the day. You know, Pirates only had that chance here, Yaga Saligi, towards the end of the game. And then on the other hand, Sundowns created more chances but couldn't score them. I mean, we saw the first one with Tembazwani, Shalulile got plenty, even Allende. You know, so Sundowns could have won in 90 minutes. But the ball rotation for both teams were better only when they had the wind advantage. That's according to me. So, yeah. That's how I think I saw the game. And then coming to the second question. You know, with Rulani like is a great coach. Rulani is a good coach, but Rulani needs to start knowing how to win right games. I don't know if I make sense.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you check Rulani, like his losses, I can put it this way: his losses are important games. Even if we can say he drew against Wydad 2-2, he didn't lose, but that game eliminated Sundowns from CAF. You know what I mean? Even if we can say he drew 0-0 against Pirates, but that was a final. Pirates went on to win in the penalties. And he even lost, was it 2-1 or 3-1 against Staley's Nedbank Cup last season? Remember, that was the only loss. Yeah. So I think he needs to start knowing how to win right games. And then, like, he's fine. He's a great coach. And I think Pirates are also good. They have a great squad and a good coach too. But I think there's still a gap between them and Sundowns. You know, Sundowns is consistent. Pirates are not that consistent. You know, Pirates, I can say they are the top team. Because if I can tell someone that the last time Pirates won the league was in 2011, some may say, what? 2011, really? That's over 10 years ago. But people will never see that because Pirates are always taking the trophies, cups, like MTN, the Telcom, and, you know, Wara Wara. So, yeah. And another thing with Pirates, I think Pirates, when they plan Downs on playing Sundowns, I think they only plan on how to prevent Downs from scoring. I don't know if Pirates are planning on how to score Sundowns because of if you look at the league game when Sundowns won 1-0, Pirates only had one shot on target. And if you look at this game, MTN 8, Pirates had 0. So meaning they can't, like, they don't know how to penetrate. Even if we can say, oh, Pirates are catching up, but they still don't know how to penetrate that Downs defense. Like in 2 games, you only had one shot on target. You know what I mean? So even if you say Pirates are catching up, also say, but Pirates also can't penetrate Sundowns.
Okay,
So, yeah.
my brother. Let me bring in TM. TM, how are you?
It's up.
Skip on, Bram.
I would like to say big up to the coach Pirates, big up to the front three Pirates, and big up to goalkeeper Pirates, big up to Urif. It was spot on how my decision. Although the wind had some factor in the game. Yeah.
Okay. Give me your general thoughts about the game. Then, the second question is this is the cracks starting? Are the cracks starting to show? They had Sundowns. Will Rulani be a good coach for cups or whatever? Or will it always be the league?
Absolutely. I mean, what I say, take a coach, he expose his Sundowns kakhulu, you know. He was not afraid. He played the 4-3-3. He was attacking. As I said, the pressing game here Pirates was very impressive, and especially that front three. Erasmus was my man of the match, followed by a goalkeeper.
Okay.
People typically look at the game in terms of a team when it has the ball position, but they do not look at the off ball, you know, workmanship when they are off the ball. The Pirates was absolutely spot on. In Sundown, did not settle at any point in that game. You understand? The pressing was on point between Usaleng, Saleng, no, Erasmus. Yeah, it was top on, my bro. That's what I was saying. Our team should take inspiration as to how to attend the Sundowns next time. You press them, you're not afraid, my friend. You don't give them space. The off the ball of the Pirates was top of the notch.
Okay, my brother.
So,
Angazi, TM, are you still with me? Okay, it's fine. I'll jump in. Before I come to your agent, I'll jump in. I'm going to put you in the next one. I think at the end of the day, you get asked more questions. Rulani already had questions, and people were saying things about him that he's not ready. He's the coach that's taken over a team that's fine. It's easier to do. It's a job that you can handle. So he was coming into this with questions, and now there's even more questions. And to be honest with you, when you look at it, Wydad was a very important game last season. He couldn't get it through. Orlando Pirates last season, the 3-0 loss was a very important match. Couldn't get it through. Right now, it's the MTN 8 final. And again, he's failing to get them past the line, right? So I don't think I think it's still too early this season to say that Rulani is X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, you're going to ask more questions. Because it was the same situation as Rivero. He had just got knocked out of the CAF Champions League. And even though he had the 2 trophies in the bag, you now were going to ask the question, okay, if we can't take the next step in the CAF Champions League, at the very least, you need to try and maintain what we had right now. So he's done what he needed to do in that regard. But in terms of Rulani, it's just going to be more questions. 2 shots on target. Pirates wasn't necessarily playing very hard on their end, like to score. And we saw now this 0-0, they lost on the penalties. So more questions than answers on the side of Rulani. And this is definitely going to play into how people view him for the season. Because as the previous people said, he played versus Chiefs, struggled. He's played versus Pirates, struggled. Yes, he won 2 of the 3 games versus the Chiefs. He won versus the Pirates last time. But now, when everything was on the line, he couldn't pull it through. So there's going to be more questions. Guys, if you have not followed, please follow. Let me just get everybody in for the next part. We can carry on speaking about what we're seeing here. Agent, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm good, my man. How are you?
I'm good. I know it might be a little bit somber over there. You guys aren't used to losing, but it's fine. I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. What are your general thoughts about the final? And then, I don't know. I was expecting the same type of game we saw the first time Pirates and Sundowns played. Front to back and forth. They were busy going hard at each other. But there was a point in this game where it was boring, man. It was just 2 passes, a pass from Mayfair and a pass from Koposman. What do you think of that? Because no shots on goal for Pirates. So it continues the pattern they've had leading into this game. You guys were a little bit quiet as well. What do you think of the tactics that were used in this game?
There's a TikTok guy. I don't know his name. I don't follow him. But, the few times I've listened to him, he's always telling lies. I don't know. What do you guys call him? What do you guys call him? Something. It's like, this shoes is 5,000. This, the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy reminds me of a typical football fan. It's very funny. It's very funny for me. Firstly, let me talk about the results. On the game, on the live, Paris fans were calling for Rivero's head. Now they have turned you just say the Spanish guitar Rivero. So that's just to show you that at the end of the day, is the results that matter. I had people questioning Sundowns, fan or have fun. And I'm like, Shalule gets that chance, Zani gets that chance we win the game. You know, same as last season. If Mvala doesn't score that own goal, we win the game and enter the finals. So sometimes I feel like fans, as in general, we're not loyal. We go with our emotions, not necessarily analyze the game. The same way I was called Lemene the whole week, because I could see that I could sense that Pirates are gonna win it, you know. And I think it was my first time on this show predicting a Sundowns loss, because I could see it, you know. And unfortunately, most fans don't like that, you know. During the whole game, the discussion was Rovero is lost. He's what, you know. What is he doing? Stuff like that. And Erasmus, you know, stuff like that. You know, there was discontent among Paris fans. But at the end of the game, it's like, no. This guy is a technical masterclass. Rulani failed. But the same Rulani created the better chances. You know, sometimes I don't get it, you know. And I hear the conversation about Sundowns getting its own medicine, poetic justice, fancy English like that. But I'm like, I don't know. I hear sometimes people say Sundowns fans started supporting Sundowns in 2015 after peace. And I'm like, did this fans start supporting football this year? You know, when they all of a sudden became aware of how bad the referee situation is in South Africa, you know? Because for all these years, maybe it's because we are the minority, maybe because we are children of Elasa God, I don't know. But all these years, we've been complaining about the poor officiating, you know? It's only this season, I mean, that picture season and this season, I can say we've been benefiting, you know? That's where the famous quote where will benefit, you know, because some artists have been benefiting too long, you know? So it is now poetic justice. It's now good because it's been against Sundowns, you know. I'm not going to go into the specific incidences, but I think this might appeal to fans. Okay, fine. Sundowns lost because of benefiting. Sundowns won because of benefiting. But at what point do we say, but let's put team colors aside and say the referee situation needs to be addressed, you know? And yes, we benefited because Chiefs have been benefiting all along, you know. But I want to go there. But yes,
Chiefs,
but I
were at home as Chiefs fans.
I want to move away from the kid colors, you know. That the refereeing situation is bad in South Africa, and again, suffice in a mess. How do you bring in a referee who was suspended in the M10-8 semi-final, and you bring him for the final? Is like, even if let's say he made a mistake, a genuine mistake, which we were Sundowns, it was always going to kill him, you know. So I think they put the referee in an uncomfortable situation that heads he loses, tails the suffer wins, because either way he was going to lose, you know. So I think it was very unfair on Abongile Tom. And for me, I will never be hard done by Paris benefiting against me, and because they usually don't benefit, I'll give benefit of the doubt. That's why I'm not gonna call out Abongile Tom. But against Chiefs, I will never give benefit of the doubt. But going to the game, let me go to the game.
Quickly.
But let me start by saying congrats to the Moon Pack shot. Congratulations, you guys won. Soweto United, Orlando Chiefs, I don't know. The trophy drought has ended somewhere in Soweto, in the Churema, I don't know. But I was happy by the approach of Pirates. I didn't think Coach Jose had it in him, but it showed he's a good club coach. That's why I called him a club coach, you know, because he saw against Sundowns, you know, first leg, he went for pound, and the reason why Pirates generally lose against Sundowns is they go pound for pound, and they looked at the clip against Chiefs. It's like, but this team is training against Chiefs. Why? Because Chiefs will sit back and give you on the counter, you know. And he gave the same approach, you know. You create your own luck, you know. He defended. He got lucky by Zwane and Shalili missing, but you create your own luck, you know. And he was defensively solid. And I want to give props for that, because that was a proper smash and grab, you know, almost at the end also by Osaling, you know. So the plan almost worked to perfection, you know. And kudos to Chaine. I want to give kudos to Chaine and say, but Chaine, you are dropped off because they didn't trust you. Now, they didn't take you out, not because I don't care what the coach is saying that was a closed book. The fact of the matter is they didn't trust Ushaini to keep penalties, and he proved them wrong. And that's how you respond. You don't go into social media and start saying coaches what, but you show your work. So I was impressed by Ushaini. So yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what was the last question, but I was impressed. I'm
time,
good. No,
time.
I'm done. I'm going. All I'm gonna say is congrats, Buccaneers. Thank you for ending the trophy out at the Churena. Thank you.
Ay, man. Hey, Mara, Dio. Always be taking shots. Always be taking. The game.
sidlela ama-chips ethu thina ngazi basifakela singena ngani yey the benefiters are fighting the benefiters ziyakhala.
But tell me, Theo, your general thoughts about this game, and then tactically, Mina, I don't think I saw a very good tactical game. It seemed as though Erasmus on the pitch confused Saleh, Lepasta, and Masangwani. They were all over the place. Lepasta sang across
disjointed.
They were very disjointed, and I think Unda did a very good job. If I can put somebody, I'd give it to Unda. On the Sundowns side as well, they didn't look dangerous by themselves. People are saying the wind, even though Sundowns doesn't play wind football. But anyway, what did you think of how these two teams attached each other?
Thanks, Mr. OT. First of all, abazokhala bathule angithi nawo babenefita, so ababenefita abanye abantwana babashayela izandla. And I love the first clip that you showed amanqoba mncithi bangabe banenkinga bakhale naye bahlwaye ne-Pirates. Anyways, the game, man. About first half, I don't want to lie to you. The game gave me goosebumps. First half, especially that chance where Shalulile gets that ball, gives it to Zwane. Man, come on. Zwane with his experience, China is already going down. Look the ball. You're not going to force it through him. He's not invisible. But nonetheless, I think the game was first half, I think it was tactically, you could see Pirates with Zambwenza, and Pirates just wanted to sit deep and then try and use pockets or speed. Whereas, they were disjointed. That's why I said they were very much disjointed, especially in the middle. Their middle was non-existent. The only thing that I think their middle was doing was just to mark Sundowns and make sure that Aled doesn't play, but forgetting good now they have to play. When second half came, I wish at some point I could just close it and watch something else. It started boring. Like, is this the game that we thought Yabon was sneaky high? Because if you look at our previous games, second half, no sugar. This one, second half, it was boring. Yeah, but nonetheless,
when they started making the changes, when they made the changes, Lepasa comes off because Lepasa was running on the wing all day. So you've interchanged, but nothing's come from there. Masangwani comes off, Kibuyudi comes on, Bukeng comes on, Bukeng plays with Masangwani. We don't know what's going on there. Then when you think that Sundowns might take advantage, they take Shalulila off, they also do their own thing.
Imagine. Okay, my question is, you're taking a front man or a point man, you're gonna bring in a guy who's gonna run off the Yonki free PG, get a yellow card. The worst part. What was the reason for him to get a yellow card? Because you're supposed to be point man, Lapa. And the worst part, that's what I'm saying. The injury at CBC, it was a bad injury, but it was good for Pirates because the coming no Funda, that guy was point on. For me, if it was not for Ushain, I would give him man of the match. But also, when you check, that's why I'm not saying, and most people, they get angry when I say, Rulani is good. We don't take that away. But unless he's able to control games, especially he wants to win it, but he's struggling. Unless he learns to control those situations and bury the game, if he, like Mbek Seleman, Sundowns has players that can change the impact of the game immediately. But instead, he keeps on putting players that he's trying to get them to adapt in the game, but in different games or in games that are very critical. So for me, I think Amasapswaki, they were off. Even thinking, man, okay, ngizwe ke, umfana uyadlala umfukeng, we understand. But the question is he a creator? Is he a scorer? What quality does he have that the coach can say, if I put him, I know I'm gonna get something? We have Ndlondo. Why didn't he use Ndlondo? You needed Ndlondo like to just connect your defenders and your attackers. Because to be honest, I mean, the other guys, they were not in the game. And I will say this again, no Saleng guys. Usalengi, there are games where you look at them and you're like, Salengi, man, try and drift away. Yabo, take a man on, force Sundowns to attack to like put back from Kapa. But instead, we are more slowly and slowly. Salengi is losing his quality. Then the city team, is losing it. And the sad part, if Nangabe abam rest, soon in the next coming few games, the coach should realize and then change that. But nonetheless, the tactics of the game, Pirates wanted to defend. They packed the buses and Downs couldn't attack because now so it ended up being a boring game. When it comes to when it comes to penalty, guys. Every dog has its own day. So if we look Pirates, arrest, penalty, no penalty, foul, no foul, red card, no red card. Guys, we watched the game. And to be honest, and I wanted to point this thing last time in Kulman now, we were gonna have a problem with our referees if we have VAR. VAR, there's gonna be a big problem. And I want that maybe if it's possible, we can have this topic some other time. Also notice, I was watching a game here, Brighton against Newcastle. I think it was last week. Man against Aston Villa. If you can go and rewatch that game, you will see, even if we can have VAR, unless our coach, our referees are having what is called simple referee, we are patalo. Do what you have been said to do there. Stop doing as trying to impress, because as it was unnecessary. We are Mushandu, the ball hits his hand, guys. We don't negotiate. What is his hand doing in the air while he's jumping? It's Shai Sandra. It's guys the projectile of the ball, but we put that aside. Pirates didn't deserve to win the game. That's why they didn't win the game. Sundowns didn't lose the game, but instead they drew. It said that no Sonken and Pirates were happy because Sundowns lost the cup, but they didn't lose the game. Now the question is, going forward, which team can impose themselves and beat Sundowns? Not draw, beat them. Yabo,
King said, King said, how are you?
My brother, good, and you?
No, I'm okay, my brother. 2 questions. What did you think of this game that was played Saturday? But then also, Lama Tactics, Manmina, Angbonanga, it felt as though it was 2 really smart people trying to outsmart each other. Mara, they just confused a lot of things, like, a lot of players there.
In my view, it was a boring game. Abe bore, seriously. Ngibeke sona if ungathi ubuka i-Sundowns on the last maybe 5 games, Sundowns haven't been winning in Mamajina Makulu. That means PSL teams are starting to be wise about Sundowns. You just sit in, relax, and let them come to you and bashaya counter. That is how you beat Sundowns these days. And Nkabanguti Rivero, that was his plan. Even though it didn't work that much, but that was his plan. And if unganaga even Sundowns Mailane Pirates, ayikho idlala game yayo. It's like the players just freak out in J. I don't understand why. Knowing a win in Sundowns, you will just look at the game, you will see for yourself. It was a boring. They will win 2-1, 1-0. They couldn't play their game. So just I'm a chief supporter, but the way Pirates playing a corner. It was the way it Chiefs bekufuneka idlale ngakhona last. Just relax nje. Upheke just i-midfield yakho ubekele beze kuwe nje kuphela. There is no formula to beat Sundowns off yet, but for a draw, that is the only formation. Just to pick the best. Ayikho team engabhitha i-Sundowns kwamanje.
Okay.
Ngibonga my brother.
Thank you so much, King said. Streets won't forget football. How are you?
How are you, Mr. OT?
I'm okay, my brother. I'm okay. I want to ask you the 2 questions. What are your general thoughts about what happened Saturday in the final? And then the second question, I know people are saying tactical, but I saw a bunch of confused players there on the pitch.
Okay, yeah, this is unfazed. This is just my official account. If you remember, I spoke to you. Yeah, you remember now. Last time I said, if Pirates want to win, they have to go toe-to-toe with Sundowns. And, okay, if you watch the first half, Pirates really pressed Sundowns very high. Sundowns couldn't come out, guys. I don't think people saw that. Pirates, there was a point where, especially Miguel Tim was skipping the midfield to go and press Mukwena. There was so many times where you won the ball off of Mukwena. So I think in the first half, Rivero's intention was we're going to stop Sundowns from playing out. Sundowns couldn't play out. And Allende's influence in the game, they limited Allende's influence in the game, especially in the build-up. And I said, Allende is very important to how Sundowns want to play. And then in the second half, that's where I think in the second half, Pirates they more or less set back. Sundowns was starting to take control of the game. Like Pirates were just kicking the ball long, especially they were not trying to build up or anything. If you watch, especially when that came on, it was like they were so nervous. They didn't want to play out. Like they were just kick the ball, and then Sundowns were pressing. There was a point even Rulani was telling them keep pressing, guys, because Pirates were on the back foot. And guys, with the Lepasa positioning, guys, Pirates play positional play, so players are always interchanging positions. That's why you see Lepasa at right wing or anything. It's not that he's confused or anything. It's positional play. When you play positional play, players rotate positions. That's why you find them. And also, if you watch Pirates games, at times you'll see Lepasa at left wing, Saleng as the striker and stuff. It's positional play, guys. It's not that they are confused. So I want to clarify
when
that
they were
point.
playing well and winning, we know what they're good at. But now you're putting Lepasa on the wing, primarily on the right, because Erasmus is in the middle, and he kept losing balls because he can't dribble, he can't pass like that. Like, there's certain things where it's great to experiment. Rulani too, it's great to experiment when everything is going right. But sometimes you just need to allow your players to play to their strengths, and now Lepasa leaves the pitch not having done anything. Saleng was only given attacking permission much later on, at the beginning of extra time, end of 90 minutes. Masangwani was played off the pitch. Essentially, he couldn't do anything now until he was taken off. So should you play that positional football in these cases, especially when you start seeing that your players are not quite connecting with it?
But that's Rivero's style of play. If he starts changing things up for Sundowns, then he's going against his own principles.
Well, when he's won, he wasn't playing that. When he's won, Lepasa stayed exactly where he was. Saleng only moved back because there was no space. Team was playing a low block. He didn't have a deep lying playmaker. Tim doesn't play usually. He's usually 2-8 in there. He's changed a lot for this game.
Okay, Mr. Usi, I have to disagree with you.
Okay.
If you watch Pirates games, the Royal AM game and the Sekukuna game where they beat Sekukuna, if you're watching the game, Lepasa is never always the center forward. He changes positions, they interchange. That front three is never always in the same position, guys. Please just go rewatch the games.
But Erasmus is not there. Erasmus was playing, he didn't move. He played directly in the middle. That's why I'm saying good.
Yeah, but Erasmus,
he changed it.
Erasmus was playing as the number 10, which is normally where Maswanganyi plays. Maswanganyi was playing as the left wing. Normally Mufukeng or Hoto plays there. So he didn't change the formation necessarily. He just changed the personnel. That's all that he changed. But it was still the same. But guys, you guys are not questioning Rulani. Rulani played Chembazwane as the second striker.
We're getting there.
Chembazwane normally plays as the number 10. Chembazwane normally plays as the number 10. This time Mudiba was playing as the number 10. But no one is questioning that. Why are you guys not questioning that?
I questioned it on the day. I even said, Guti, Zwane played second striker versus Chiefs and he did nothing that game. So why not bring Mudiba out and take Zwane and make him play closer to Allende, because Allende was getting drowned out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I also have to question Rulani's tactics. For as good as he is, guys, he's not perfect also. He also has flaws. And we have to point out these flaws too. Because Zwane, guys, we know he's a player for half in the pockets. Zwane is so good. But then if you're having him play as a second striker, now Zwane has to hold balls up. when Sundowns go long. That's not his strengths. That's not what he's good at. So for me personally, it was a very tactical game. Like
Okay.
Pirates did not utilize the chances. They didn't for the high press that they deployed. They didn't. Those turnovers didn't lead to any chance creation. So there was really nothing much in that game. I know Sundowns had 2 chances, but the first chance, Yarazwan, it comes from a mistake from Usibi, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then the second one, Umdao, is the miss from Shalulide. That was pretty much the only chance that they had. But other than that, they didn't really do anything in the game, guys. There's nothing that they did. So for me, it was a typical cup final. Nothing really. Just 2 managers were a bit cautious. They didn't go for it the way we all thought. Also, the wind played a factor. The wind was bad. The wind was bad.
Okay, my brother. Thank you so much, my brother.
Okay, I appreciate the platform.
No, you must jump on more. I like this. Let me see. Just to jump in, to speak about the tactics, as I was asking, look, this is what Pirates does. Pirates has a deep line playmaker Ndondlo next to Monare, 2 8s. And usually what happens is that Monare pushes into the right channel so that if Saleng has been stopped by a low block, Saleng drops in, Monare takes that space. On the left-hand side, Masangwani usually plays left wing, and then next to him is Umfuke. Then they play together, they pair up together on that side. And Lepasa, majority of the game stays central. The problem was that this game, and he changed a lot, this game, Tim came in. So Tim's main role was to stay in front of the back 2 or to track Ualand, right? And then what you saw was Erasmus coming in, screwed up what was going on because Masangwani usually has a partner on his side, and then Erasmus usually doesn't play. Lepasa was then forced for the majority of the game to go out to the right-hand side, right? And he was getting the ball there a lot alone. He usually never does that. As much as they interchange, there were too many times where Lepasa had the ball alone on the side, and because I was Lepasa, on his feet and things like that, he lost the ball a lot to the point where the coach retracted him, right? To the point where the coach had to take out Tito, for example. The other change that he made was that he was playing Hoto at left back, which is something we saw versus Stellenbosch, which was taken advantage of. The plan, I assume, was so that he could create a partner for Tito up top, so that Tito could carry on playing the way that he normally plays when Umfukeng is on the pitch, right? Problem is, Sundowns started going harder, and Hoto had to sit back more than what he normally does, and he couldn't go forward. So that's why I'm saying that, for me, Erasmus messed with a lot of what Pirates normally does, right? Because Lepasa, guys, as much as you guys said, I'm saying here, Lepasa doesn't track back and mark. That's not what he does. He wins the ball high up. Think of when they played against Sundowns the first time. When Williams got into trouble with Lepasa, it's because he's the presence there. That's why. And also, again, 0 shots on target. So you then ask the question, Guti, when you play the game and you do all those changes, what are those changes going to do? Yaga, Rulani and Temba Zwane is something we've seen before. Zwane played that position when Shalule got injured. I believe it was against Kaizer Chiefs. And he was as lost because that's not where he plays. So I'm going to ask that to the next guys that come in. Let me just bring in the next guys. The numerated denominator is gone. Okay. TKZ, DK, and let's bring on Utefu. There we go. Mhlabe, welcome to the show. How are you, my brother?
Good, and you, OT. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. 2 questions. Your questions are going to be, what are your general thoughts about this game that was played? I don't know if others are not on mute. Please mute. Okay, what are your general thoughts about this game? But then also, where did Sundowns go wrong in this game?
First of all, congratulations to Pirates for winning the cup. I think my general view of the game, the wind played a big factor, I won't lie, but then the wind was for both teams, so we can't say Sundowns didn't play because it was the wind. Wind was disadvantage for the two teams. But then we Sundowns couldn't play the normal game on that windy thinging. But then also the two chances that we Themba Zwane and Shalule missed, it was because of the wind. I heard someone said why didn't Themba Zwane chip that ball? First half Sundowns was playing against the wind and there were two defenders coming from him, and then had he tried to chip that ball, I don't think it would have went through to be a goal, but then he tried, and then fortunately enough Shahine he saved that ball, and then it didn't go through. Peter Shalulile as well, you can't really blame him as well because also the wind was against him, and then that ball was hanging a bit in the air, so obviously it changed when it came to Shalulile. So you can't really falter the guys, but then they are experienced guys and all. But Pirates won at the end of the day, and I thought it was a good match. Where Sundowns got it wrong, Rulani, when Ribeiro got injured, I thought for him to bring him Neo Mayema, because Mayema was nowhere to be seen on that game. I thought maybe a mediator would have been a good replacement for Ribeiro, because you see when Ribeiro and Shalulila are there, then Themba Zwane can play, you know. But then now when you're forcing Umshishi to be the second striker or the number 10, he is. That position for him is heavy. He wants a lot of freedom. He doesn't want too much responsibility under his shoulder. But then I think that's where Rulani got it wrong. I thought Mendieta was supposed to start that game, or at least maybe introduce him earlier on. And also apparently Shalulile was playing with an injury as well, hence he was taken off, didn't finish the game. But yeah, man, I thought both coaches were very cautious because this is a cup final and they're under pressure. Rivero, had he lost that game, we will be talking something else right now. And also now Rulani, it's his first final as a head coach, Go Sundowns, so he didn't want to do like extremely. I know people are saying Sundowns didn't play the normal way. This is a cup final, guys. You get one chance, you out. You can't expect Rulani to go all guns blazing on a cup final, because he has to be cautious as well. He knows that one mistake here, you out. So hence he was too cautious, and we thought he was packing a bus, but then this is a cup final. You can't just go all crazy. And also Rivero is improving with Pirates. Pirates have been improving from last season. We can see that Rivero actually is a proper coach, guys. If he can be given a chance, he can do great things with Pirates. He has proven himself. But no doubt to Rulani, hard luck to him. It's his first cup final. I mean, we keep him, we support him, we move to the next one. And then I don't want to even talk about the referees, man. It's not about who's benefiting, who's not benefiting. It's just the poor officiating. I heard two agents saying it was unfair for Utom to officiate that match. I agree with him. I mean, the guy made a mistake, made Sundowns to benefit, and then you go to the final and give him the same match again, that made him to get suspended. Obviously, there's no way Tim was gonna give Sundowns a penalty. There was no way. I saw Tom there. I was like, this is too much for him, guys. I don't blame Tom. I blame Usafa. But yeah, it's I won't even say Pirates benefited. It's just the poor officiating in the PSL. But then Safa must do something about it. But then otherwise, we move to the next one. Black Level Cup. There's Super Cup. There is Champions League, there is Nedbank Cup. The league is done already, so no pressure in Rulani. It's just that I mean, he improved. Last year we were out semi-final. This year it's final. Last year we were out quarter-final CAF Champions League. We improved last year. We went to semi-final. I mean, he's learning also. He's the young guy, he's young coach. He's learning. By time he will get it right. So we need to be patient with him. He's young, but then he will learn. He will get it right.
Okay,
Thanks, man.
okay. Thank you. TK Zane, how are you doing?
My brother, alright.
Kishapo, TK.
How's it, my brother?
Tell me,
Sure. I
TK.
was here. Yeah, I get the hey, pick on Twitter as in Saturday one. Cause team I win. Kuja ka bevai. Kuja ka bevai. But you know what, my brother, ne? PSL ya sinya. PSL ya sinya ka ba la king di referee, ka ba di referee. But you never get focus on the referee blind. Safa yona ka be yona corrupt vele. You understand? So I don't know, man. I'm happy for Paris win. But no, it go focus on mo ntwena ke ya go ona le batho ba ile re balla ka re di players tse dingwe di tsene what Paris na le quality and ke believe gore ha ba tsentšha play ba tsentšhitše ba tseba this guy o tlo bereka but we don't know cause form the form sometimes o na le tsena o bete mix le sharp so now I'm happy ka di players tse ntseng ke coach level team a sa dlale this season but first game yae a re lebelleng ba re manda le eno berekile ke di players re be re sa dinahane you understand but if nga ba re thome ka di players tsa sona le bo ndala regio le bo team still ba tlo complain re wa ba sa fake 1-2 then artele mo tabeng ya Rulani go le problem if Pirates ka kopana le this team ba re ke Pirates ka kopana le Sundowns now ka black level and then Sundowns yazo it will problem because if o ka lebella this guy Rulani o ntsha ke Pirates mo di cupong and Sundowns ina ke team ya o tsa di cup so le bona not ba feel sharp on Twitter no yeah.
Okay. And then Sundowns e pampile kae this game?
No, Sundowns is so vela jalo Pirates ina le chaba Pirates Sundowns le chaba Pirates if o ka lebella game yona ya league o bondi yellow card tse di tswileng mole you understand but Sundowns bela a se team ya Sundowns as team ya ukapa ke team e dlalang bolo e yang ko pele e kore you understand but always I dlala le Pirates ba make sure ba ona le button so ba e press but if ba ka palla go press button ya Pirates ba palla ke Pirates. The only problem ya Pirates or ska Sundowns or Pirates ka win a league ko Pirates e short and twinyane man the goal Pirates dlala gaming chip line dlala ball up game Pirates dlala ball sharp playing you understand why the Pirates like a loser mara utlo bona mara Pirates ba e lose jwang Pirates be dlala since from day one Pirates is like that Pirates ya dlala just short the goal sharp so ba Spanish di chance tsa bona o tla ba le go leaking Pirates to compete le Sundowns.
Okay, re tla bona.
Sure, boss.
Thank you, Braka. DK, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Oh man, how's it?
I'm okay, my brother. I'm okay. Tell me 2 questions. What did you think about the final? The general thoughts about the final, and then also, where did Sundowns go wrong in this game?
First of all, I mean, it was expected. I think someone needs to mute.
Yeah, I think we've just got an issue here. Let me see. Try it again.
Oh, okay. No, I'm thinking. I think it was TK. Yeah, he was not. He was unmuted. Yeah. So, look, I mean, it was expected that you'd have a close encounter. No one wants to actually put all their eggs in one basket. It's a final. Remember, it's only that day. There's no second leg or whatsoever. So you've got to be very cautious. They needed it more. It's the first cup of the season. And, you know, Rivero, they need to give that guy credit. Pirates fans were beginning to be impatient with the guy. Cup finals are games of tactics. You need not be carried away by whatever is being said in the media. There are tactics if you want to win it. And you can't be vulnerable. You can't afford to be vulnerable by opening up your defense when you play against Sundowns. They would come at you. And for Pirates to have contained Sundowns in the manner that they did, let alone the wind, because Sundowns can destroy you by just playing the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, whether wind or rain. They're good at that. And
Thank you.
And one other thing, we must also not take anything away from Rulani. The switching of position in terms of Zwane. Remember, what you call Ribeiro. He's become more of their playmaker. So in his absence, they would try and cook things around Zwane, and sometimes they would work, sometimes they would not work. And the Pirates coach came with the countermeasures to try and stop Sundowns from playing their usual. If you look at Shadulile, he was strangled. He didn't have balls as many times as you would want to see Sundowns creating. For me, it was fair enough, but I'm just worried that in the PSL, we are yet to see a team that can beat Sundowns fairly in an open play. It's one thing that everyone who comes on the show never talks about it. In open play, pound for pound, no manga business, no funny tactics. You go head to head with them. They really don't have the ingredients. They can buy all these players from Super Sports, Kukune, but they still haven't been able to beat Sundowns in an open play. And Sundowns, they score most of their goals, and they win games during open play. You know, we mustn't shy away from such things. And Rulani also, he must not get carried away, because I see his comments. You know, people are judging him on the comments that he makes prior to all the games that he plays. He's more like what happened to Guardiola yesterday. You know, he underestimated Arsenal, and Arsenal is a big brand. Same thing with Pirates and Chiefs. Whenever they play Sundowns, they got a point to prove. Everyone is protecting a logo. You know, there's a brand that they represent. And with the final, people have been promised bonuses. So it's not about the team itself. It's the players. Remember, they're employees, and they know what is at stake. So we shouldn't take that away. You know.
Okay.
Other than that, I would like to see a situation where Sundowns is being defeated fairly. Yeah, outplayed. Possession-wise as well, we don't have the ingredients. We keep on bringing these Spanish, Portuguese, French-speaking coaches that have got no records, and to try and, you know, it's like everyone is trying to solve the same problem. The biggest problem is Sundowns in this country, as far as football is concerned. Whoever manages to beat them convincingly, I think he can coach Bafana Bafana.
Hey, okay.
That is the view of South Africans.
No, TK, thank you so much. Let me bring you to Tefu. Tefu, how are you doing? King Tefu.
Amapagani ajabulile.
Tell me, King Tefu, I've got the two questions. What are your general thoughts about the game, and then where did Sundowns go wrong?
Yabo nje masingathi sikhuluma ngegame ngizoqala ngale ama-weather conditions bethu umoya lapha played a big role for both teams not to showcase their style of play. So I think nawo wona owenze wasinikeza umdlalo ongazothi uyasibhora. But I think both teams played knowing that we are playing a cup final. No one wanted to make those mistakes. Although Spacey did make that mistake, and luckily enough, China was on top on that game.
Okay.
So I think the weather conditions played a huge role, and I think Pirates played like a team. They were always covering each other. There's a moment where Saleng intercepted Zwane in the penalty arc there in the D line. That ball falls from Gonna tries to take a shot. It ended on Allende, and Allende was saved by Uchai. I think they were more like, we are playing the cup final. We have to be there for each other at any moment of the game. And I saw Lepasa at the time when they were against the wind. Lepasa was tracking back all the time as if he's playing as a midfielder. They played the game as a team, and they knew Mamelodi Sundowns is a very good team in possession. And when they don't press them, they will be in a big trouble. And something else, some people doesn't talk about Koena fouling Saleng there. That was a straight red card. But they don't talk about that. The only thing they talk about penalties. They don't talk about Mdao being offside, crossing that ball to Shaluli. Mdao was offside there, but they doesn't talk about all that. So I think the referee, they make mistakes day in, day out. We benefited, we take it, and we have no shame. We benefited, we will take it. Some people have been benefiting. Some people have been benefiting for so long. So if we benefited, okay, we take it, and we have no shame. I think Sundowns, they didn't go much wrong. I think they were let down by the weather conditions because they don't play this football of we will kick and we will chase, kick and chase. There are people who try to build, and Pirates was on top level to press that to press them. And there was this thing Pirate did every time when Sundowns was trying to build from the back. Erasmus wasn't care about what will happen behind him. He was chasing Ronwen Williams every time. Was pressing Ronwen. If ever you press Williams, Sundowns can't play. He is their main player. He is their main player in that position at the back there. He's playing as a sweeper, keeper. When they start, they know that Williams he is our main man. And I think it worked for Pirates to put two strikers in the game, so that there will be more attackers on the Sundowns final third. So I think Pirates won it there, and in the midfield by bringing in Tim, he was exceptionally well to cover for defense and to intercept those balls from Mkwenas and Iron. Iron wasn't playing as usual as we know him. He's dangerous in position when they are playing with Mshishi combining, and Mshishi wasn't on his game. I don't know if it is because of the position he was given as a second striker, or it wasn't his day to play well in the day. I don't know, but I think both teams they were a little bit cautious. No one wanted to make those mistakes because they knew it's a once off. It's a cup final. So they didn't want to make those mistakes. But it was a good game. And now I'm happy we won. Hard luck to Sundowns. They will try next year.
Okay, no. Thank you, Tefu. Guys, for time's sake, I'm looking at the time now. I think I'm going to stop it there. Remember, I was banned for 15 minutes for some reason. Yeah, on the Sundowns side, look, they played. This is the Sundowns of this season. They know they want to win ugly. The only problem is that at some point it will catch up to you. You know, I think it's again one of the situations where Uzwane, it's not the first time we've seen him play in that position. And the last time he played in that position, he didn't look very good, right? And I think now it was maybe up to Rulani to make a small tweak here and there. I mean, they did miss the two chances, but make a small tweak, maybe bring Zwane back to help Ireland in the middle, because teams are now realizing that you can stop him there. I think Pirates was a bit open. There was a point where they were open when Tim came off, but Nda put in one hell of a shift. I think sometimes Sundowns gets killed from being too cute. They want to make too many passes, especially inside the box. They want to sort of walk the ball into the net, whereas a lot of the time previously with Sundowns, they were more about being effective than being a good playing team, if that makes sense. So they'd come out and they want to beat you 4-0 and they're going to put everybody in to go there. This Sundowns seems to want to grind out results, and I think it's a style of play that Rulani has chosen because he saw that last time in Africa, when you need to grind out these results, he wasn't strong at doing that, and he's tried to put that into the Sundowns team. The only issue is that At some points, if you can't get the penalty or you can't get the goals to go in, it's going to catch up to you. And that's what happened with Pirates. I don't think Pirates played the most beautiful game in the world. They didn't have much chances. They didn't have a chance, clear cut on target chance up until the last minutes. So at some point, it's going to catch up to you. But we'll see, man. We'll see. You know, I think this was very good for Rivero as a result. I think Pirates had also started going down a bit of a dark road in terms of how they were playing and the results they were getting. If you look at what Lepasa and Saleng have been doing over the past few matches, it's been not to the standard that we know Pirates. I think Pirates is also a team that plays. If one thing, let me say this: if one thing that Rivero has to change, Pirates is still a lot of it's an emotional team. So when they're up, they're up. When everything is going down up their way, if they score one goal, they can score three. I said it at the end of the match, towards the end of the match that they played on Saturday, that I trust Pirates to score more than I would trust Sundowns to score with Aboshalil and all those guys off the pitch. But the problem is that Pirates needs, I thought they were going to win this because of the occasion. They need that thing where they're up, yeah, the adrenaline is up, and if they don't have that, they struggle a lot. Which is what we saw. A lot of players were running, a lot of players were tracking back, a lot of players were doing a lot of things. But again, the question that I always ask, are you effective or are you busy? Right? So Saleng tracking back and running on the wing and doing all that stuff is great because he's busy. But you know when Saleng is effective. And if you don't create those chances, he goes 3-4 matches without appearing in the game. You get what I mean? So also on Sundowns' side as well, Mshishi's running, he's doing everything. But are they creating situations where Umshishi can be effective? Because Shalulile is used to playing with Ribeiro now and having a second person to play off of. But now Uzwane has midfielder instincts. And a lot of Pirates' problem, a lot of Sundowns' problem is that now they've got so many midfielders, so many guys who are good here. And that's what hurts you. Look at Manchester City yesterday. Manchester City yesterday couldn't score, couldn't create like they normally do. Haaland was on an island. Why? Because Foden, that other kid who's in the middle, all those guys, right? Instead of having somebody who's going to go, okay, guys, now we need to start and finish this move. And I think that's what Sundowns is missing, especially when Tim is brought on to take Allende out of the game. You know, but yeah, other than that, congratulations to Pirates. They won, you know, so what can we say? They got the win at the end of the day. A lot of wishy-washy. A lot of Pirates fans are starting to jump off of the train. But yeah, he did what he needed to do. So guys, let me see, Vans, Sundowns centre backs. Yeah, actually, we can speak about that too. Pirates and Sundowns have similar weaknesses. Sundowns has to commit 20 fouls. Sundowns has to commit 20 fouls because they can't defend the transition. And what I'd love to see, what I'm crying for from PSL teams, once somebody gets a yellow card, target that person. AB has been a problem for how many weeks where he gets a yellow card. Mvala is also liable to get a yellow card. I think Mukwena got a yellow card as well. And from that point on, what you want to see is taking advantage of that. Start making Saleng run directly at AB so he can get into more trouble. Then at least Sundowns has to think of doing something else. Pirates, on the other hand, where you can give Rivero some credit, actually, we can give Rivero credit, is Pirates has the weakness of their fullbacks leave, and then because they were never playing with a proper six, if you want the ball high up versus Pirates, you'd be in a situation where you're going up against two players. Right, Usbisi Otoki, Usbisi Mtetwa, whoever was in at the time, right? So he put in Tim to cover that. So Tim was there to cover. Sadly, they don't have a playmaker when Undlondlo is not there, right? But they have similar weaknesses. Sundowns doesn't have a very strong defense. It's just that the defense is not tested, right? Every time where they've come up against the proper test, they've shown that they've got some weaknesses. Take, for example, what Lepasa did. The reason why I don't want Lepasa necessarily running on the wing all the time is Lepasa pressed Williams that one time, got him into trouble. If you can do that more times, then you can put people into trouble. But people are so scared, man, to play versus Sundowns. So scared, you know. This is not the Sundowns from 2 years ago where if you make a mistake, they hit you, right? Let's see. No effective winners Sundowns. Maybe that's why they sound cool. And Masego. They still need to know how to use them. Masego sometimes goes missing because it's traditional winger. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you have not followed, please follow. And guys, it's tough to do this. I'm probably in my last month of being able to do this properly. And because I got monetized so late, I really need you guys to help me out by signing up for memberships on YouTube. There's a 20 Rand one, there's a 60 Rand one, there's a 150 Rand one. Also donating, there's donation details on the link that I have on my TikTok, and also on Facebook, I have my stuff there. So guys, if you could please support. It's really tough, man. As fun, Super Sport, Nabo SAPC, where they're bankrolled and they do this. Some of us made a big risk in doing this stuff, and I need you guys to please support me in order for us to carry on, in order for me to carry on putting this up. So please support us, man. I'm literally in the last month. But thank you guys so much for the support that you've shown me. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for jumping in. Thank you for everything. I'll see you guys again, 8 p.m. Please, Overthinking Football, the Overthinking Football show on YouTube. There's memberships there. There's also a donation place. But guys, thank you. I'll see you guys at 8 p.m.